Hello, and welcome to Mindset and Self-Empathy, a webinar designed just for you. My name is Edna Howard. I'm the founder of Voices of Encouragement. It's an organization dedicated to empowering women in the workforce. I'm thrilled to be here today. It is my honor to present and co-present with Dr. J.K. Hairston. Our goal with this material is to empower you. We'll equip you with tools and techniques to build a positive mental attitude and truly self-empathy. I'm thrilled to be here today, as I said before, to discuss mindset, transform your life by rewiring your brain. And I will be teaching directly out of my book, Mindset Reset. You see, a core philosophy for me, both personally and as a business owner, is the power of positive mental attitude. I found it to be a crucial and critical ingredient for navigating life's challenges and fostering well-being and driving growth. It's about me. I want to tell you a little bit about me. It's always good to know who's in front of you and presenting to you. As I said before, my name is Edna Howard. I am the founder of Voices of Encouragement and ICE Coaching and Consulting Services. Now, both of the organizations are designed and dedicated to empowering women in the workforce. I am both a consultant and a coach and a coach. And a little bit about me is I have a multidisciplinary technical and coaching space. So what that looks like is I'm a coach from mindset perspective, empowerment, and then I am also a consultant from the technical perspective, helping to build confidence with businesses as well as individuals. The best way to describe a master mindset coach would be I am a mental wellness professional who helps people make progress in their lives to attain greater fulfillment. I leverage tools, tips, and resources to help them develop a positive and empowering mindset, which ultimately gives them a boost in self-confidence and overcomes limiting self-beliefs. And I provide guidance, resources, and tools to help my clients set and achieve their goals. The 3 or 4 things I'd like for you to remember about me as we go through this webinar is I'm an educational technologist. I'm an inspirational author and podcaster. I own the podcast, A Woman's Heart podcast, and I am a life coach with a focus on confidence and mindset, and I am a woman of faith. Today, we're going to think about our transformation and what that could look like. Imagine transforming your life from the inside out. Our Mindset Reset webinar will show you how to rewire your brain for lasting change. The learning objectives today will be the science of neuroplasticity, thought management, Carnegie Triangle, attitude is a driving force, positive attitude toolkit, your tribe, and the science behind our daily affirmations. So let's get started. Something remarkable about our brains. Did you know every thought we think triggers a biochemical reaction in our body? That's right. Every word you say to yourself wires and fires the neural networks in our brains. The specific neural network in our brains are constantly being shaped. The way we speak to ourselves, especially upon waking directly in the morning, and what we say to ourselves. For instance, when you start your day thinking, I'm not good enough or I can't do this, you're not merely having a thought, you are actively programming your brain's circuitry to manifest that very reality. Your brain cannot distinguish between what's happening in your environment and what you think. This is precisely why changing your thoughts can change your brain structure. So let's look at a couple of ways to do that. This is pure neuroscience. The brain is moldable. Understanding how your brain is very moldable. Our brain reorganized in response to learning and experiences. Change at any age, which is wonderful. This is great. When you think about changing, you can change at any age. You don't have to wait. You don't have to say, I got to be how young to change or all of that. You can change at any age. I'm telling you, I have done it, pivoting along the way. So neuroplasticity remains active throughout your entire lifetime. That means you can change and rewire the way you're thinking at any point in time. Mental fitness. Mental fitness is like a muscle. When you think about neural pathways strengthening with use and weakens with neglect. So you have to continually work that muscle. Let's talk a little bit about limiting self-beliefs. It's like being in prison. Have you ever heard the phrase, what you think about, you bring about? So limiting beliefs is like your mind being in prison if you're thinking the wrong thoughts. Negative thoughts is like a muscle. Again, neural pathways strengthening with use and weakening when you neglect them. So that's how those negative thoughts start to develop. Our neural pathway, repeating thoughts create stronger and neural connections. Think about affirmations and creating affirmations in your vision board at the beginning of every year. When you look at that board every day and you say those goals back to yourself and you read them out loud and you go through your affirmations, that's building that neural pathway as you repeat those thoughts. Belief solidifies. The limiting belief becomes your unconscious operating system. So whatever you believe, when you were young and someone might have said something to you that was negative and you internalized it and you carried it around with you, it's a negative self-belief. And it does solidify, but you can rewire that thinking. And the last one is perception filters. The limiting belief becomes your unconscious operating system. You have these perception filters that go up for every incident, everything you go through in life. Next, I want to talk a little bit about developing awareness, which creates space between your stimulus and response. This space is where your freedom is to choose a new reaction begins. So let's start with how the transformation becomes real. Transformation, change becomes possible. That's the transformation. The second one is recognition. Identify thought patterns without judgment. And the last one is mindfulness. Observe your thoughts with curiosity. Start to question why you may be thinking a certain way. This is one of my favorite slides because, of course, we talk about neuroplasticity. We also need to focus on thought management, what that looks like. Before delving into my mindset principle 2, let's highlight a little bit of the importance of addressing thought management. So do you consciously think about what you're thinking about? What kind of content do you feed your mind every day? And is your self-talk predominantly positive, negative, or is it a mixture of both? Learning to manage our thoughts is a significant way to grow success. It's crucial to assess what might be hindering you from achieving your goals. Have you ever thought, well, I want to do this big goal, and then by the time you even get to the piece of paper and write it down, you've already talked yourself out of it? That's a limiting self-belief that you now have stopped yourself from moving forward. And that comes from thought management. Like you say to yourself, I'm going to set this goal and I'm going to go do this thing. And then again, you're talking yourself out of it, but it's your thoughts that are talking you out of it. You're consistently thinking, well, maybe I can't do this because I don't have enough money, or maybe I can't do this because I don't have the means, or I don't have the right people. I'm not connected enough. I don't network enough. All of those are thoughts that are beaming through your mind. And they say it's over 6,000 thoughts a day that go through our mind. And most of those thoughts are negative. So if we start to vet our thoughts, right, and get the positive thoughts rising above the negative thoughts, we can start to rewire the way we think. So let's look a little bit about how to do that. When you think about what you're looking to do with your mindset and changing it, when negative thoughts arise, consider employing these 3 steps to manage them effectively. You want to trap it, which basically recognize a sudden strong emotion and acknowledge them, because now you feel an emotion with that actual thought. And then you want to map it. And map it means examining the underlying thought to assess the validity. And third is you zap it. Zap it is when you replace that negative thought with a positive one, and which will move you forward. I call this anchor thoughts, and I teach this technique in my coaching practice as well. So let's look at what we get when we start to think about our mindset, and you're looking at your neural plasticity and process and how all of that works together. Govern and pay attention to your thoughts. Eliminate the negative ones you want. Eliminate those negative ones you don't want. Okay? So eliminate the negative thoughts you do not want. Next, I want to talk a little bit about mastering your mindset. I believe that one of the most important aspects of life is mastering our mindset, which is why I decided to become a master mindset coach to help women rewire their thinking. This is where it all happens. It happens in our thoughts. There is a great quote by Dr. Dwayne Dyer. If you think you can't, you're right. And if you think you can, you're right. He also says, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I love that one. That is so good. So it's our beliefs and our ability to do something. It is our attitude that can basically take us forward or take us backwards. And that is all happening in the mind. In our life journey, we can sometimes suffer from crippling self-doubt, self-judgment, fear of worrying about what other people think about us, imposter syndrome, and I can go on and on. But more specifically, I want to say the original journey of the mindset mastery is basically a conscious process of improvement for everyone. And a key outcome is to increase our self-belief. And so that is what we want to get to, increasing our own self-belief by the words we speak to ourselves, by the things we think, by the images we take in. We want to create a space for ourselves that's safe, and that we can make that self-belief come true, but positive self-belief, and eliminate the negative self-beliefs. My next slide shows cultivating a growth mindset from a fixed mindset. And it is very crucial. As a mindset coach and business consultant, I understand the importance of transforming our thinking. Our mindset stands as a beacon of resilience and achievement. The growth mindset allows you to do that. In this slide, we'll delve into the profound impact of cultivating a growth mindset for your life. So look at this. When you look at the fixed mindset, take a look at it, and you can see, first of all, it's not as colorful as the right side. A fixed mindset is really just like everything we've learned when we were younger, when we were growing up, and we just kind of have a fixed process, a fixed mindset around everything that we think, which is I'm either good or I'm not. When I fail, I'm not good. I'm no good. And that is a lot of times people think when they fail that they're no good at this thing or whatever, but failure is it's going to get you closer to your success. So failure is a necessary evil, basically. So I look at it from that perspective. So when you think about a fixed mindset, belief that abilities and intelligence are fixed traits, resistance to change and new challenges, fear of failure and rejection. Again, when you fail, you think, okay, well, I'm not good enough, or I didn't do this thing right. And all of those things are firing through your brain. So now if you change it, you're over to here to the right side, the growth mindset. I can learn anything I want to. When I fail, I learn. That's a real thing. When you fail, you learn from it, and you learn from your mistakes and you move on. So the growth mindset puts us in a perspective of belief and believe in the abilities and intelligence that can be developed throughout the years and learning, embracing challenges and seeking opportunities for growth, view failure as a learning experience and stepping stone to success, open mindset that encourages personal and professional development, and willingness to step out of your comfort zone and really take some risks and grow through the growth of improvement, and pursue projects outside of your comfort zone. Give yourself permission to fail and act on and lean in and challenge yourself. That's so important. My next segment I want to speak on is the positive mental attitude. Now, this is a principle too, right out of my book that focuses on attitude and more specifically, positive mental attitude. Webster's definition about positive attitude is a manner, disposition, feeling, or position with regard to a person or thing, tendency or orientation, especially of the mind. Said differently, a different kind of attitude that you could have is either a negative attitude or a positive attitude. So you can't have anything in between, is either you're positive or negative. And sometimes we need an attitude adjustment. This comes from the inside out, which brings me to think about, if you have been meditating on any negative situation, trust me, it's affecting you spiritually and in your perception of life. Carnegie Triangle. This is the Carnegie Triangle. It highlights the importance of your mindset, attitude, and behavior in life. This study was conducted by the Carnegie Foundation a number of years ago to determine what ingredients are necessary for maximizing achievement. Why are some people more successful than others? The future doesn't have to equal the past. We program ourselves for far greater success in all areas of our lives. The way we look at things, again, the way you look at things can change. So start to look at things differently. You need 5% skill. You need 10% knowledge. And you only need, when you think about skill, 5%, and you only need 15% or 10% knowledge, but you definitely need 85% attitude, because attitude is going to take you to the next level. And I say this about anything. When you think about any endeavor in front of you, your attitude is going to make the difference. How you talk about it, how you feel about it, what you do in the process of getting through that goal and making that thing happen. You have to think positively and you have to pull yourself forward. So what it boils down to is takes 15% aptitude and 25% attitude to create a space to move forward. Attitude is the strongest driving force to success of any endeavor. Attitude is a driving force to success, as I said before. And when you think about a positive mental attitude, this concept was introduced by Napoleon Hill in his book, Think and Grow Rich. He believed that developing a positive mental attitude leads to positive things like success, achievement, and happiness. I believe that too. It's really good. The 6 driving success forces of positive mental attitude. These will help you maintain a positive attitude, regardless of whether it comes naturally or not. So begin to think about this. The first one is surround yourself with positive people. Who's in your tribe? Old saying, a bird of a feather flocks together, can be viewed 2 ways. Either people who are similar naturally find each other, or people in a group become the same over time. Surround yourself with positive people. I encourage you in that. I really do. The next one is fill your mind with positive input throughout the day. The same way that people are around change you to be more like them, so is what you feed your mind. Think about it. Listen to the positive music with headphones, listen to uplifting audiobooks, read books that are encouraging, watch videos that you can listen to throughout the day that are positive. So whatever you're feeding your mind, fill your mind with positive input and thoughts. Controlling your language is another one. Words are powerful, so control your positive inner voice. Avoid the negative chatterbox. Number 4 is create your routine for the day. Creating a routine helps you get the most important work done. It's important to end each day getting prepared for the next day. I am a list checker, so I always check off a list. At the end of the day, I am checking off what I did that day, and if it didn't get done, it gets moved to the next day, and I have my day set up when I sit down at my desk. So knowing that my day is going to be in a rhythm, in a routine. Also, number 5 is be kind to others. I always say that is a study in a journal of social psychology found that doing something kind for people has the same effect as trying a new exciting thing when it comes to feeling happy. So if you're making make being nice to other people a regular thing and you just do it because that's who you are, it'll become a cycle of generosity and happiness that makes you feel good and causes those around you to feel encouraged as well. And the last one is, and one of my personal favorites, is encourage yourself. Really encourage yourself. Don't rely on outside forces to encourage you to help you be positive. Carry a positive attitude yourself and begin to do that. Encourage yourself. And a bonus is keep a grateful journal. I love this one. I encourage you to meditate on good in your life. Start a grateful journal, keep it by your bed, and before you go to sleep at night, write down 3 things you're grateful for. Or if you are a morning person, when you get up in the morning, write down 3 things that you're grateful in the morning. And what all of this will allow you to have is peace, self-control, and calmness. All those 3 are amazing. And I love the fact that you can get all of that from these 6 driving forces. Positive mental attitude toolkit is so important to have this. This toolkit is one of the tools I actually present to my coaching clients to help them stay focused and positive throughout their day and throughout their weeks and months. So the first one is podcasts. Listen to podcasts. A Woman's Heart podcast is a lifestyle podcast that I own that I've been running now since 2018, and it has always encouraged other people. So listen to something encouraging. Also, Dr. Miles Monroe, Lisa Nichols, Les Brown. There's so many awesome motivational speakers out there you can listen to throughout the day. The second one is books. Be a lifelong learner. One of my favorite books is the Bible. So I always read the Bible every day and get scripture from the Bible. Another one is music. Do you have a motivational song for the year, a theme song? You want to be able to have that music in place so that when you're feeling a little down, you can put that song on and it'll lift your spirits. The next one is movies. Watching motivational movies, they can help you move into a different mindset. It's tied to your emotions. It gets your emotions going. Like movies like Black Panther and the Greatest Showman. Those 2 movies that came out the same year were incredible, and I still listen to the soundtrack. So thinking about movies. The next one is places you've gone with your spouse, your significant other, your family, your friends, that you can think about and giggle and smile and say, I had a really awesome time when I went to wherever you went, New Mexico, Canada, wherever you went, wherever you traveled. So think of that. Then also people. Connect with positive people. Call those friends who you haven't chatted with in a while and get them encouraged and let them encourage you. Iron sharpens iron. And the last one is prayer. If you are a person of faith, which I am, and you are as well, then I encourage you to pray. Prayer is powerful and it changes things. So think on those things and use this motivational toolkit to help you stay positive. My next slide is focusing on positive self-talk. Now, we talked about neuroplasticity, mindset, we talked about thought process, and now let's talk about your self-talk with words that we use. When you think about it, you got to be consistent. So I want you to take out a piece of paper. This is an interactive exercise. So put me on pause for a minute and go grab a piece of paper and a pen if you don't have one. Now, interactive exercise for you today is to take out that piece of paper and draw a line down the middle, like I have here. Put an arrow on each side. And write on that piece of paper, on the left side, write pain, on the right side, write power. Let's take a look at how we can change our vocabulary to move from pain to power in our words we speak. When you think about the words you speak in the pain section, they come under I can't, I should, it's not my fault, it's a problem, life's a struggle, or I hope. As opposed to, in contrast to the power side, which is I won't, I could, I'm totally responsible. It's an opportunity. Life is an adventure. I know. So instead of saying I hope, hope is not a strategy. Say I know. I know I can make a change, or I know I can do this thing. So focus on your vocabulary as you work through this exercise, and keep it in front of you. It's a very helpful tool. Positive daily business affirmations or personal affirmations. Is there a science behind it? Well, let's see. PositivePsychology.com states that there is a science behind affirmations. Science, yes, magic, no. Positive affirmations require regular practice if you want to make long-lasting terms in your way that you think and change the way that you think and feel. The good news is that the practice and popularity of positive affirmations are based on widely accepted and well-established psychological theory. So it's a real thing, people. If you think about your affirmations and you write them out, and now you're saying them every day to yourself, you're repeating that. And so you're creating those neurons that are rewiring your brain. So affirmations begin in I statements. And it's a simple way to affirm who you are. So many of them are, I am loved, I am enough, I'm amazing, I am brave. I love that one. I am enough. That's a big one. A lot of women think they're not enough. And I always say, I'm more than enough. I always say more, I am more than enough. So that's another good one. Who's in your tribe? Think about this. This is the last slide coming up on thinking about who you're hanging out with and who you actually have in your tribe. This is about building a healthy support network to help you keep a positive mental attitude. As a business owner and a coach, I have put this into my life force so I can come up against these toxic people that are everywhere. Everywhere you go, there's going to be some toxic people. So I want you to think about this. The first one you want to look at is 3 types of people that you need in your life. The first one is the inspired. The inspired people, those are the people who inspire you. They are the ones, and they're the winds beneath your wing to keep you going and help you soar and help you keep on top of things. The second one is the excited. These are the people who would cheer you on and empower you and love on you and encourage you and build you up. I got so many people in my corner like that. I love it. And the grateful. The third one is the grateful. These are the people who appreciate life and have a grateful heart. And they remind you of your blessings and how far you've come. And they are good for your heart and spirit. So think about who is in your tribe. Do you have people in your tribe like this? And if you don't, then I encourage you to get some people in your tribe like this, because those are the ones that are going to keep you moving forward. As you pat them on the back, they're patting you on the back as well. So let's look at this from a strategic action plan. I've given you several different things to think on in the webinar, and you have opportunity to have taken notes, but this is a good roadmap for you. So let me show you what we have. Strategic action plan. Week 1, I want you to be awareness, monitor your thoughts, identify limiting patterns, practice mindfulness for 5 minutes a day. Okay, so that's the first one. Second, week 2 and 3, use your new tools, apply pattern interruption and reframing techniques, journal your progress daily. In months 1 through 2, habit formation, establish consistent practice, celebrate your small wins, and adjust environmental factors. And what that looks like is sometimes you have to not hang around those negative people. Ongoing integration, share your journey, teach others, and continue refining your own mindset skills. So this strategic action plan also, I have a bonus for you from the perspective of what we can do starting tomorrow morning. Okay, you want to fill your mind with a quiet, fill your morning with quiet meditation or prayer. Fill the first hour of your day with inspirational books and motivational music or tapes. Throughout the day, listen to motivational podcasts. And don't hang out with toxic people, negative toxic people. These negative toxic people, you know who they are. You've been seeing them at work. You see them at the grocery store. They're all over. So you got your 30-minute, your 15-minute, your 10-minute, your 5-minute, and your 1-minute people. You know who they are. And if they're the 1-minute people, you say hi and keep it moving. That's all you get to say to them. And you just keep it moving. And the last one is create actions. Place them where you can see them and read them out aloud every single day. So that is the strategic action plan that I would like for you to put in place after this webinar starting tomorrow morning. And I want to share a little bit about me so that I can also give you an offer at the end of this webinar so that you can take the opportunity to think about what you want to do next. And I would love to work with you. So for many years as a life coach and as a business owner, I've had the privilege of guiding over 200 women to transformation. My work with them has focused on dismantling limiting self-beliefs and navigating life's challenges, helping them achieve incredible milestones, life-authoring books, or even designing their ideal lives and making significant career shifts. A lot of what I see in the falls in four buckets: overcoming obstacles, procrastination is a big one, time management, imposter syndrome, and fear of failure. These are the four buckets that I'm finding that a lot of women struggle with, and I've had opportunity to help them overcome those challenges. Serving as an accountability partner and coach, I work with women and set and achieve and help them to set and achieve meaningful goals. And I would like to share a couple of testimonials with you after I show you setting up and achieving meaningful goals for yourself. When you think about what that looks like, I help with creating vision boards, learning to articulate and compelling vision of your future and developing clarity around that. Also, SMART goals. We work through SMART goals, which is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Alignment check. Ensure your goals are aligned with your values and authentic self, helping you develop techniques to regularly assess and adjust your goals and maximize fulfillment. And also progress tracking is a big thing that I do with the women that I work with, implementing effective systems for tracking your progress and celebrating your milestones is so important. So let me share a couple of testimonials with you of women that I've worked with over the past. I just grabbed a couple because I wanted you to see when you think about Miss Teddy Whitley. She actually was in my mindset coaching practice. I've worked with her, and I also am a woman of faith. So all of my coaching practice is faith-based. So I work with women from a spiritual perspective as well to help them increase their faith. She said some really kind things. She said Edna provided a balance of professionalism yet personal and safe environment so she could be herself. The coaching was worth the investment. So take time, take a leap of faith to invest in yourself. Agreed. Always invest in yourself. This testimonial is from a young lady I work with. She became a new business owner. She says, Edna is a mastermind when it comes to empowering women to unlocking their own capabilities. I have been inspired to take bold steps to building my business as an entrepreneur because of the intentional coaching Edna provides me every time we meet. And I'd like to also show you just a couple more. This testimonial was from a young lady I met on LinkedIn who actually identified me through doing a Google on encouragement and empowerment for women. And I was able to go in and help her execute her vision with her first women's empowerment conference at her place of employment. So that was excellent. She said, Edna has fueled me daily with positivity. While I was originally hoping to simply encourage my peers, I never imagined I'd be lucky enough to meet such a selfless and knowledgeable woman. Edna's integrity and commitment to the empowerment of female workforce and women in general is inspiring. I am thankful for the connection and look forward to continue building through VOE. And the last one is from another young lady who I coached, and she actually started her own business again. So I do a lot of business coaching with individual women who are CEOs of their business or entrepreneurs who are solopreneurs or mompreneurs, those folks who are really in this space by themselves for a while, and I help them stay on top of their game so that they don't quit. So she said, Edna is a phenomenal mindset and motivational coach. We worked together for 6 months on empowerment, confidence, and business coaching. And so with that said, you can see that my track record speaks for itself, and I always want to help women be the best they can be. That is my desire, and that is why I am purposed here on earth. So Voices of Encouragement leverages the cohort group, individual and cohort group coaching model. Essentially, the participants begin the group coaching program or the individual program through a process. With the cohort model, the participants will embark on a shared experience, and with an individual model, we kick it off based on the one-on-one that we set up for ourselves. So you get check-in, homework review, weekly devotionals, also topics there, homework journal prompts, and individual group coach check-ins. So you'll be in the space with me, and I serve as a trusted advisor, accountability partner, and also team building. I think the great sense of accountability is important for all of us. Let's talk about my signature coaching packages that I offer today at this webinar. Because you watched, you'll get a special offer. So the first one is the 90-day breakthrough. The 90-day breakthrough is a program designated to empower you to take decisive steps toward actualizing your aspirations. Through a dynamic blend of interaction sessions, skill building exercises, and personalized guidance, you will unlock your true potential and harness your abilities. So that investment is $3,899. But today, because you are watching this webinar, you can get it for $2,800. The next investment is a 6-month level up program. This 6-month level up program is one of the most popular ones that I've had. And this transformative program is designed to help you overcome self-limiting beliefs and uncover your true purpose. By the end of this program, you'll be empowered to take control over your life and create a future that you're passionate about. Through personalized guidance and practical exercises, you'll learn to identify and challenge limiting beliefs, develop a growth mindset, set and achieve meaningful goals, build self-confidence and resilience, and live a more fulfilling life. Now, with this investment, it's $6,500, but you can get it for watching this webinar, one-time offer of $4,500. And the next one is the 9-month transformation journey. So this 9-month transformation journey it takes a deep dive into the 3 powerful principles and transform your thinking, and embarks on an immersive exploration of 3 powerful principles. Again, it revolutionizes the way you think. So you can get that investment. Original investment is $7,865. You can get it for $6,500 from watching this webinar all the way through. That's the offer there. And then there are 2 more offers. The Weekly Faith Project, which is extremely popular, and it's a group coaching program. In this particular one, the Weekly Faith Project is a transformative group coaching program designed to deepen your spiritual practice. It's guided, you get guided journey, helps you integrate faith into your daily life, fostering growth connections with God. And here you will invest $275, but you can get it tonight for watching this webinar for $150 a month. So that is one. And my last package is a custom design coaching package that I offer. And this package is designed specifically to meet a client's special needs, taking a deeper dive into the client's rational behavior. Examples including procrastination, time management, imposter syndrome, building up your confidence, low self-esteem, and goal setting. This is a very long-term coaching package. And I always say you have to do between 6 and 12 months with this coaching package. This investment is between $44,950 to $20,000 for the year. So that is the offer that I have for you tonight. And the way you can stay connected with me is through LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, VOE website, coaching website, the podcast, YouTube channel. And then also remember our other encouragement resources, our empowerment mindset coaching services, our mindset online self-paced courses. And if you'd like to get a free clarity call with me, you can call me on 723-7748, or you can text me, or you can send me email at voemetoday@gmail.com. Now, it is a pleasure to introduce my co-presenter, J.K. Harrison. Dr. J is what I call her, who will be presenting our second segment of this webinar. And as a psychiatrist and therapist of infant, children, adolescents, and adults, one of her true pleasures is to support people in their journey to reclaim their personal power and sense of self. She believes that a person can experience full relief from suffering, experience, and happiness when the needs of the body, mind, and soul are met. So Dr. J invites people to really care for themselves, embrace their true value, and live their best lives. I would like to give you a big thank you for coming and watching this webinar today and watching the first segment with me. And I look forward to you watching the second segment with Dr. J. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And remember, Ephesians 4:1, walk worthy of the call for which you were called.
Welcome to How to Say No to Them and Yes to Yourself. I'm Dr. J.K. Hairston, and I'm so happy to be with you today. So let's just jump right in. How to say no to them and yes to yourself. Roll call. Is this you? Are you a professional woman, a working woman of color, or a single, married, or divorced mom, or a self-employed woman of faith? You may be wondering, why is life so confusing? Why is every step has been a struggle and it feels like you're taking 3 steps forward and then 2 steps back? Or maybe you can trust everyone except yourself. Or maybe you're ready for something new. So imagine if you could finally say no with confidence and without guilt. Imagine if you had very strong boundaries where people didn't push over you. Imagine if you could surround yourself with people who value and appreciate you. And imagine if you had the satisfying life of your dreams. See, you can. My mission is to empower 1,000 women to break the cycle of intergenerational trauma and attain health, wealth, and happiness with empathy, thereby transforming their lives and the lives of their future generations. And you could be one of those 1,000 women. You see, I'm a doctor, although I'm not your doctor. However, what I share with you tonight is not meant to be used as medical advice. It's meant to be for educational purposes. So it doesn't replace the relationship that you have with your doctor. Yet I'm hoping that you will learn something that will truly inspire you and change your life and the trajectory that you're on. You see, there are 3 myths that many of you may have that have been lingering from childhood trauma. Myth 1, that your needs are not important. Myth number 2, that you can only trust yourself. And myth number 3, that you can make it out here alone. You see, when you believe these 3 myths, this leads you to feeling hurt, stuck, struggling, and alone. And many people end up thinking that they can't trust nobody, which is not true. So these 3 myths, they're important to debunk them. And it's important that you don't fall into their trap because they allow you to, 1, minimize and diminish you. By believing that you're not important, then you will feel small, inconsequential, or no big deal. See, if myth number 2 will isolate you and separate you from other people and instilling fear in your life and paranoia and division. And myth number 3, if you think you can do it alone, then you will dream small and your dreams will only be as big as what you could do by yourself. And it convinced you to believe the lie that people who did create the life of their dreams, that they did it alone. And that's not the case. You see, everyone gets support. Everyone has someone that's backing them. So if you believe myth number 3, then you will feel like you're not good enough if you don't reach your dreams. And this belief deceives you to believe that other people did it alone when they actually didn't. And you become defeated, isolated, and lonely just by these three concepts. You see, we are here to build a different mindset, here to help you with empathy, and specifically self-empathy. And I teach 3 foundational truths in my self-empathy method. That 1, that you are truly precious. That 2, that truth exists. And truth number 3, that you belong. You are connected. And we're here to show you. You see, my preferred definition of empathy is acknowledging your needs, acknowledging the needs of others, and holding them equal. So who am I to say all of this? So today I'm going to give you the tea on my empathy journey. I am Dr. J.K. Hairston, and I'm an empathy mentor and speaker and author, and I'm here to help you. You see, I dedicated the first 25 years of my life to becoming a doctor, going to medical school, going to great universities, learning biology, chemistry, philosophy, medicine, psychiatry, psychotherapy, life coaching, family therapy, religion, yoga, music, dancing, martial arts, cooking, and Eastern and Western healing arts. You see, I am a student of life. Then after that, I spent the last 20 years of my life interviewing people, learning about people, teaching people, and helping people feel better and to get the results that they wanted from their lives. I worked with women, with men, children, poor, rich, people who were hopeless about their future, and people who were hopeful as well. And I'm here to help you today. So here's what happened to me. You see, I was right where you are now. I was hurt, I was stuck, and I didn't have the life that I wanted. Where many of you, not everybody, but many of you can understand what I'm talking about. You see, by the end of 2014, I had had enough. At that time, I had been practicing medicine for over 15 years, and I was a doctor working 3 jobs. I was married but paying all the bills. I had lots of guilt because I had a young son and my parents were keeping him. I was gaining weight, had baby weight, lots of stress, and I was buried in student loan debt and near bankruptcy. It was a lot. And I was so far into debt, the CPA told us to give away our dog because we couldn't afford a pet. It really was bad. So what was going wrong? You see, my needs weren't met. I wasn't getting enough rest, enough recreation. I didn't have the love, compassion, and autonomy that I needed. I didn't have the nurture, the joy. My self-respect was going out the window. It's like, how could I work this hard to get here? You know, like all that I've done, and this is where I am. I was not satisfied. I didn't have the financial security, shared responsibility, happiness, or creativity, or emotional security that I was looking for. Like, I was at a low. You see, I figured out that I was at this low because I was attempting to satisfy others. I was saying yes to them. I was the get it done person. If you know what that means, I was the dependable, accountable, get it done person. I was saying yes to them and no to myself. To myself, I was saying, I don't have time. Whenever I have time, when I get time, I'll get to it later. Not right now. I can't take off work. I don't have enough days. I don't have enough time. I don't know enough time. I was telling myself all these negative messages. And my circumstances began deciding my life for me. And I wasn't happy. And then I began to say no to them and yes to myself. So how did I turn this around? Let me tell you. So I created a 7-step method of how to say no to them and yes to myself. And so these 7 steps included 1, learning what my needs were. Learning and acknowledging my list. And I can teach you and show you have more than 60 needs that you really could be fulfilling on a regular basis. I'm learning how to prioritize these needs. learning how to make decisions based upon my needs. Step 4. Step 5, learning to say yes to the needs and affirming them. And then learning to assess my situations against my needs. Are my needs really being met by these circumstances, by these decisions, by these choices? And what I found out was the answer was a resounding no, no, no. They weren't being met. And then 7, how to say no to whatever does not meet my needs. Once I did this, my needs started getting met because I started making decisions based upon my needs versus based upon other people's needs. Now, hold up. What does that mean? You see, as I said before, empathy is about knowing what my needs are, knowing what other people's needs are, and holding them equal. So when I start making decisions based upon my needs, and then I already know what other people's needs are because they tell me. But once I consider my needs, then I can hold them equal in importance and make sure that my needs get met as well. So then I started doing this. And in 2015, I left my lowest paying job and my income increased. And I was able to dedicate to my higher paying jobs and have more time freedom for myself. I opened a health center. I started offering psychiatry, psychotherapy, and yoga, and massage and wellness classes all under one roof. And I was really proud of myself when I was really on a high. And things were going well. But then by 2018, I got crushed by overhead and had to close the doors of my health center, which I was learning new things and I had to learn. But you see, I also learned it's not how we fall, it's how we get back up. When I got crushed by overhead, my critics came back for me. Told you so. What are you going to do now? You need to do this. You need to make different choices. You need to be around different people. Why are you, why? See, I was my own worst critic. My biggest critic was me. And I was listening to those negative thoughts in my head. Rather than celebrating what I'd done right, I was holding myself back by telling myself all the things I'd done wrong. So I learned, I went back to empathy. I went back and I learned these 3 keys. I'm learning how to meet my needs, learning how to trust myself and other people, and learning how to put myself in the center of a team of support. And combined, I was able to pick myself up gracefully, pick myself up lovingly. You see, in 2019, once again, when I assessed my situation, my needs were being met. I didn't have that health center, but I could still use what I learned to meet my needs and to continue to propel myself forward. So I was out of my debilitating situation and I had the rest, the recreation of love and compassion and self-respect and financial security that I have been looking for 5 years earlier. So I was working for someone at that time. And at that time in 2019, this boss came in and she began really controlling. And I was able to just leave the situation, but I wasn't running away from it like before. I left the situation in a better situation. You see, I was kind to myself using empathy. I treated myself well. I stayed at home. I gave birth to my second babies. This was before the pandemic. I was working from home. My income increased. I was working full time. I was with my children. I didn't have to visit my toddler. I was home with her. And this was a wonderful time in my life. And I realized I didn't have to go back. I didn't have to go back to that stuck, hurt, tired, dysfunctional place with dysfunctional relationships, low paying jobs, and getting burned out physically and emotionally. I went from all of that to being valued, to being paid, and to loving my life truly and deeply with empathy. And I want to show that to you, how to do it too. So who's out there ready to stop struggling? Go ahead. If so, put an I am in the chat. Who's ready to find a mentor? Go ahead. Put an I am in the chat. And who's ready to build a team? I know I was, and I hope you are too. Put that I am in the chat. You see, you can do more together. So who here wants me and my team? With me as a highly trained mentor, me and the resources I created and curated for you, and a community of supporters on your team. This is what I'm here to show and give to you today. It's called the Do It With Empathy Self-Care Community. You see, we are building an intentional community of women. And how this works is that we offer trainings, we give support and mentoring directly to you. And this works better than any of the other coaching programs for several reasons. One, we teach you to acknowledge your feelings and needs. So it's not about us, it's about you. This is about developing you and helping you create a deep connection and appreciation for yourself. To give yourself grace and forgiveness, for you to be able to honor your truth. You see, we are here to build you up, to help you to make decisions in your own best interest, how to give and receive empathy, and for you to honor who you are in the company of women who honor and support you and network with you and give to you and build you up. And these results last a lifetime. Why? Because the motivation to do this is coming from within you. You see, I don't push anyone. If you have a calling, it's about you honoring your calling and coming out and claiming it. And we supporting you and building you up to honor your purpose in life and to live your calling. See, you were meant to do this. We are here to remind you. So, Do It With Empathy Self-Care Community membership. What does it include? It includes monthly self-empathy trainings valued at over $3,000. I will show you how to use the Dare to Care for Yourself framework. I will show you how to use the self-love triangle, show you how understanding self-empathy and the self-empathy decision tree, and how to say no to them and yes to yourself, as shown in this workshop. Give you a feelings and needs vocabulary and 6 additional trainings that I have not listed here. You will become part of a self-care community. And this community, we meet on Sundays and have our group sessions called Self-Care Sundays, and where I, Dr. J.K. Harrison, will give you live mentorship with live question and answer. And then the membership, the Empathy Collective. Here, you're going to get access to resources and videos that will build you up, teach you skills about health, about wealth, about finances, about all those skills that you didn't learn in school and that the women in your life didn't teach you, but you can have in here, and it's really important for you to know. And if you join our self-care community today by watching this webinar, then you get a free ticket to my 2-day self-love summit. And that's valued at over $600, and it's free. So we are talking about live trainings, ongoing empathy practice, free. This is a $12,000 value, over $12,000. And now it's being offered to you for a fraction of that price at $97 per month. But because I know you all are decision makers and that you really want in and that times are tight, if you act today, right now, this $97 a month program, this community, with all of its resources and all of its teaching to help you transform your life, you can get it for one payment of $97 for your first year. This is the link. Please click this link in the chat so that you can have access to this amazing community of women and transform your life, because you will get this incredible amount of support that you haven't had until now. Let me just share with you a couple of testimonials. I started empathy coaching in the midst of a challenging season. I have always supported others, but have often neglected myself. I constantly gave, even if it meant pouring from an empty cup. I was physically exhausted, mentally drained, and disconnected from my body and its needs. If I did make it myself a priority, I felt the need to justify it because of guilt. Through empathy coaching, I have learned to extend grace to myself. I'm unapologetic about identifying my needs, and I'm slowing down instead of moving on to the next task. For the first time in years, I am making decisions for myself instead of the wants and needs of others. I am finally choosing me. Tamra. Testimonial number 2, she instilled a confidence in me that I carry with me to this day. I am forever thankful and grateful for my time with Dr. Hairston. She comes highly recommended. Chinea. Testimonial number 3, I am so grateful for the work that you do in the world. It is incredible. It is so needed. And this is how we raise the vibration of the world, by women seeing each other and working together. Hala. So if you act fast, the first 6 people only will get a one-on-one call with me to discuss your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, and develop a path that will get you there. So this moment really isn't about you. This is really about the legacy you're meant to fulfill. Your daughter is watching, your son is watching, and your ancestors are waiting. You are the first to arrive, so it's important for you to claim it now. But first, you must have the courage to make the journey. So I'm encouraging you to get started now, today, for just one payment of $97. That will cover you for the year and get you into this amazing community of women that are here, that have been intentionally created to support you on you loving yourself in the best way possible so that you can meet all of your goals and aspirations and actually live the life of your dreams. You get the 12 months of training. You get the self-care community with live group sessions. You get the bonus 2-day self-love summit. And you get to be on this amazing journey where you finally let go of the fear of pleasing others and have the life of your dreams. Thank you. I'm Dr. J.K. Hairston. Please click the link in the chat and screenshot this for later and join us today. Thank you. So I am so happy to have shared this webinar, this knowledge with you, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity to partner with Edna Howard. I'm so glad for each of you. And I hope that you can join me in our self-empathy group. This community has really been inspiring to me to see the women grow as they are, and to fulfill their dreams and to have their successes and their wins. So I hope that you can be a part of that. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day.